I have never done something this big for free ever before, ever. And I've never offered our humans that we work with, private coaching clients, I've never opened them up to the whole healer community the way that I'm doing this right now. But I felt like it was so important that every single one of you got to meet the people that I get to work with closely every single day, the people that are winning in their businesses despite what's going on with the coronavirus and the COVID-19 and the world thing, whatever you want to call it. I just wanted every single one of you to be able to truly connect, right? Like truly be able to connect with someone else's story. So for those of you that are sharing, I talked a little bit about what we're going to talk about, and I just want you all to know that you can be as real as you want here. This is a safe place for every single one of you. At no point do I ever want you to feel like there's a stupid question, that you're complaining. Now, let's take the negativity and let's all just be real here. We understand. So I want you to emotionally be able to feel, but I also don't want this to be like a big negative thing either. Like we're learning how to pivot on this Zoom. How are we pivoting on our brands? How are we pivoting on social media? And so I want to share all of that with you guys as well. Marissa, I don't know if, let's see. I just want to make sure Melissa got on. I don't see her. Yes, here she is. Hey, babe. Yes. So I'll have Marissa send it to you right now. I'll have her send you the link. Can you send it to Melissa? She'll be jumping on. So that'll be perfect. So I can see her on. So anyway, let's see. What time is it? All right. We're reading 5:30 on the dot. So let's get this party started, shall we? Let's do this. Let me see. Do I put it in speaker view? No, gallery view. Speaker view never works for me. I don't know. I still don't know how to work Zoom. Just an FYI. Still don't know how to work that thing, but I had to teach my mom how to use it because now she's a teacher. And so everybody and their mother is using Zoom now. So if you're having issues with your Zoom and you're like, why is it acting functified? It's because everybody and their mother is now using Zoom. Okay. So us network marketers and marketers have been using Zoom for how long? Like forever. Now all of a sudden the real world's like, oh, look at that. That's so cool. Yeah, boo-boo, where you been? You know what I mean? So I'm excited. I'm excited because one, I get to treat you all like you are my team right now. Treat you all like you are, getting my notes, you are someone that I'm working closely with. I want to treat every single one of you right now like that. So hopefully you give me that permission to coach you as I would coach someone I personally enrolled into my organization. Is that okay? Also to somebody, I'm going to coach each and every single one of you as if you are already one of my Leader Lab clients or my private mastermind clients or one of my platinum healers, meaning you've worked with me one-on-one at some point, okay? I want to share with you steps that I'm personally taking and things that I'm pivoting for the second quarter of the year. Now, I've got to tell you, I've had my content planned out already for 2020 and the beginning of 2021. Like I already knew every month what I was launching for my brand or the amount of people I wanted to talk to for my network marketing business. Like I already had my game plan. But now I've had to shift. I've had to pivot. And so, yes, we want to continue to move forward with our businesses, but we also need to address the elephant in the room. Can we all agree with that? I mean, at the end of the day, we don't want to be insensitive to what's going on, but we don't want to be too sensitive either. There is opportunity in this. There's absolutely opportunity in this. Recessions create millionaires. They do. Okay. And now I'm not saying that you're going to become a millionaire tomorrow. I'm not saying you're going to become a millionaire out of this. I'm going to share with you what I see, the vision I see, and how I'm pivoting. And then I'm going to open this up for some of the leaders that I work with one-on-one to share some of the things that they're doing. Okay. So number one, when I think about the content I'm putting out, I'm thinking about who is hurting when it comes to my product with the coronavirus. So I'm just going to use weight loss as an example. So for weight loss right now, the quarantine 15 is no joke. Can we all just keep it 100? Like, we can't go anywhere, but we seem to still find ourselves in the pantry and in the refrigerator and sitting in Netflix and chilling, and the Kit Kats keep finding their way into my mouth. You know what I mean? And then it's like, then there's the cookies. Marissa, we didn't have a cookie today. We need to do our exercise and get another cookie. We're just thinking the same thing. We didn't have a cookie today, right? So for those of you that are in health and wellness, a way to pivot or find a way to put out content that isn't insensitive is talking about an experience that you're having right now with the coronavirus, which is the quarantine 15. Yes, you can use it. You're welcome. Okay, so how do you put, now I want a Kit Kat. Me too. I do too. I'm about to go get them. I just keep it 100 with you guys. Chocolate is my friend right now, you know? I just think positive. You have new before and after pictures, you know? So I'm like, okay, use the quarantine 15. But then I think specifically, who are the ones struggling? It's the moms right now that are like, holy crap, I have to actually feed my kids lunch, and then I have to teach them. And then when do I have time to go to the gym anymore? And now I don't have time for this. And now I don't have time for myself. And so then you think about skincare, think about self-care, think about maybe self-care has completely been dropped. Maybe there's like, how do we find the time slots in this schedule right now to fit in this self-care? It took me 2 hours to get my makeup on today. Want to know why? Because I had going up and down. Are you done reading, Anaya? I had to come back downstairs and make sure she got her reading done. Then I had to do the math with her. How can we take the real world struggle right now and create content around our product or service that it relates to? Does this make sense? Okay, some of you are selling makeup. We have a lot of top earners that are on this right now that are going to be sharing things they're doing to get leads on lists around their makeup, around health and wellness, around building a business, around your brand. It's time to look at not just creating curiosity right now. It's more than creating curiosity on social media. Right now, it's how can you help? How can you serve? How is your product or your service or your business going to serve that audience to get them to that next level? Yes or yes? Okay, so before I start opening this up, Marissa's going to type into the chat box something extremely special because I'm really excited right now. All of you are the first that are going to be able to buy live tickets to the Slay Online Sales Summit. Yes, it's still happening, July 31st and August 1st. We have crossed our T's and dotted our I's. As of right now, we are 99% sure that we're fine. We're good since it's July 31st and August 1st. However, I know some of you are going to be like, I want to go, but what if? If something happens, the date just gets moved, you still have your ticket if you purchase your live ticket, okay? So I just wanted to put that out there. These are early bird prices only right now, and I'm launching them specifically to who I speak to on this level right now. The whole list has not received this email yet, has not received access, and there's a reason for that. There's only 200 in-person live tickets. That's all I'm doing. I want this to be very intimate. I don't want people waiting at the lines in the bathroom and then missing all the good stuff that's going on. I want everyone to have access to me and to the speakers and to the panelists and to the VIP community and to the dance party that we're doing on Saturday night. I want this to be intimate for the healers that want to slay their brands. This is not a network marketing event. This is a how to slay online sales and build a personal brand. Learn how to speak, learn how to build funnels, learn how to write Facebook ads, learn how to podcast, learn how to do all of these things. That's what this is about. So it's not for everyone, but this is what I truly feel like we need people to do. Yes, we have people that are coming from the UK, coming from Australia, coming from all over the place. And don't worry, we will be safe. We have bodyguards that will be there too. And we're not doing this at a stuffy hotel. This is actually in a warehouse that we have built out. We are building this event from top to bottom, from the high heel stage to the high heel photo opportunities. We will have people there teaching you, photographers, how to pose for Instagram, how to make your Instagram photos better. This is going to be a freaking epic in-person event, unlike anything you've ever seen, because when I go big, I go big. And that's just how we're going to do this. So grab your tickets. The early bird is only going to be offered for 30 days, and then we're upping the price. So if this is for you, grab your tickets now. The second they're sold out, they're gone. And so the link won't work anymore. So don't think about it too much, okay? All right. So here's the deal. What I want to do now is I want to open this up for questions. And then I'm going to have some of my leaders share as well. So what I would like you to do is either raise your hand or type your question out in the chat box of what you have, what your fears are, what are these concerns that you have around building your network marketing or your brand around the coronavirus, and let us help you work through this. Let us help you see the vision of what we see for 2020 and for 2021. Let us transfer our belief. Let us believe in your business before you believe in it right now. That's what I'm asking you. So while you guys are thinking of your questions, Karen, where are you? There you are. Karen, are you good to speak first, babe? Go back and forth. I'm going to unmute you. Awesome. So, oh, unmute. Nope. Unmute. No, maybe you try unmuting. There you go.
There we go.
Yay. Guys, we still don't know what the heck we're doing over here. All right. So for everyone that doesn't know, Karen is a #1 income earner in Canada in her company. And she's been with her company for how long now? 6 years. And she's completely slaying. She's building an online brand, coaching business as well. And I asked her to come on and speak a little bit because she's been really super creative when it comes to shifting. And we just talked about today a really cool idea that she had. So Karen, first of all, tell everybody a little bit about you, a little bit about your story, and then we'll kind of go back and forth a little bit on some of these cool ideas you've had, because I think it's awesome when it comes to the beauty business.
All right. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Like Marina said, I am from Canada, so I'm just a little outside of Toronto. I am a mom to a 3- and 5-year-old boy. I am a full-time mom, plus I do this full-time. So I'm in network marketing, and I've been in my business for 6 years. It was my very first company. Absolutely love it. First experience, everything. Came from the corporate world, 15 years in the finance industry, had no experience, didn't even know what network marketing was, but I think that it's obviously the best profession out there, in my opinion. Yeah, other than that, I'm just like everybody else.
I love it. So one of the things that you've been doing with your content is looking for ways to shift it a little bit to bring value more to your audience, right? And I think when sometimes we think beauty, or we think makeup companies, or we think skincare, it's like, how can you really bring value? Because we're not offering health and wellness. And right now the coronavirus is about health, right? It's about our health. So how can you bring value to your audience around that? And even for those of you, just by the way, if you're not in beauty, that doesn't matter, because you can use a lot of these tips to drive engagement and drive eyes to you. So Karen, would you mind sharing a little bit?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm doing a few things. I'm working a lot with funnels, and I only started doing that when Marina started to teach me how to do it. And it's something that I think that if you want to level up in your business, or even build a business, if you're doing this as a side hobby, then keep doing your thing, right? Keep doing your thing. So I'm doing two things. So one is the funnels, but giving them something that, do you want me to share the one that I talked about today? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was genius.
Okay. So the whole coronavirus, and I'm in beauty. So like Marina said, it's all about health. Well, how can I kind of get in there and not sell? That's not what I mean by getting in there. I just still want to be present. So that's what I think that you have to understand and kind of think of is, how can I be present in this whole thing that we're going through? And so I had this idea. I looked at my nails and I was like, what, like, hello, like my nails are, what is going on? Like, I can't go get them done. And I was like, I will bet you that there's probably like every other woman out there like me who has, her nails are growing off. Well, how do you get gel and acrylic nails off? And so I was like, okay, well, I know how to do it. I did it. I was doing it myself, did a little research, super easy. So what I did was I actually put together a downloadable file for people to download, how to remove your acrylic and gel nails from home. But what I did was I turned that into a freebie. And I reason why I did that is so whoever downloads it can get onto my email list. And then from there is where I can go and I can serve them. I can serve them now and I can serve them down the way. They're not going to my email list so I can sell them something. One, I'm not in the nail business. There's nothing that I can absolutely sell them. Nothing, right? But what I can do is I can be present. I can, share my story with them and share with them, what I do in, many different ways. And so that's one thing that I thought of is like, how can I be present without selling something right in people's faces? Don't get me wrong. I am still selling every single day because I have built up that email list. I have built up a customer base where I'm still getting sales every single day. So if you can build up an email list, still be present within this time, you'll be okay. Another quick thing that I was doing is, so I'm in the beauty business, I do a lot of lives. So a lot of tutorials and stuff like that. One, I went out, asked my audience, what do you want to see? Like, is there anything of beauty that you want to see? Tell me, I'll research it. I'll see what I can do. And another thing is when I go to do that live, right, what I'm doing now is I'm finding DIY options. So if you have a mask, say you're in skincare and you sell a mask, go to Pinterest, Google, whatever, YouTube, and try and find a DIY option for them. So if they don't have the money right now to slap a mask on their face, or, that's that self-care that Marina was talking about. If they don't have that, give them a DIY option. And so I just did a little research. I found a couple, pretty reputable websites that shared some DIY options. And so when I got on, I was like, hey guys, we're going to mask today. And, as I'm talking about what it's doing and the benefits and how it feels and blah, 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 to the people who are interested in that, need it. I'm also talking about, listen, I also have a DIY option I thought was really fun. And so, if you have, these are ingredients that you're probably going to have around your house. And so I want you to try it, tag me with it with a selfie, tell me how it feels. And so I'm trying to come up with DIY options so people are like, they're not being sold to. But I still need to be present. This is not the time to back away from your business.
Agreed. How many of you are like right now? Like, okay, when she was like, oh, and I literally just ripped off my gel. First off, I had taken all my nails off and I cut them down and then I got them gelled. And then I was like, oh, and I ripped them off. I was like, where were you a couple days ago when I literally just ripped my nails off? But you see how she's serving that audience? She's like, okay, there's women that are struggling with something that I'm struggling with. How can I solve that problem? So for some of you, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Sorry. And I even asked my audience. So I made a post last night and said, hey, how's everyone's nails holding up? with a crazy face because I knew the answer, right? I knew the answer, but I still wanted everybody to come back and I wanted them to say, not good. Oh my God. It turned into like a great engagement post, first off. And now I know that they all have this problem. And now I can go back. Hey, I just put this real, this downloadable freebie together for you guys. And if you want it, go ahead, download it. And now I've just solved a problem that everybody's having right now.
I love that. And for some of you that don't have like, you're like, oh, downloadable and funnel and whatever. If you have a Facebook group, you can offer the tutorial or whatever in a Facebook group and get them into the Facebook group. I highly suggest you look into email lists. Where Candace, you're training on that in the Elite Academy, I think at the end of this week with email lists. But you can look at your Facebook group as a way to funnel people as well. Karen, thank you so much. It was freaking awesome. Yes, thank you, darling. So one question here that I think I would definitely love to just kind of get Jen and Carly to share on a little bit is people have lost their income and people aren't really interested in joining the business. And Jen, I would love, Jen Goodall, if I'm going to unmute you. You've actually had a ton of people joining your team recently, and you would think it'd be the complete opposite. So how would you answer this question? First, tell everybody a little bit about you. Who are you? How long you've been in this industry, something you want them to know about you, and then we'll answer the question.
Okay, great. So my name is Jen Goodall, and I've been in the profession of network marketing now for about 5.5 years. And prior to that was part of the leadership team for a global chocolate company. So
yummy.
you may or may not have mentioned one of the brands that I used to work with. So yes, I ate a lot of chocolate, but I don't do that anymore because this profession's allowed me to not quite replace my income, but at least get it to a point where I was able to stay home. And so that's been amazing because that was my goal from day one when I started. So yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, in the last few weeks being home, I mean, the stress has gotten to me personally. I'm somebody who deals with like anxiety and a little bit of depression and whatnot. And so, but I have like a really tough exterior. And a lot of people, when they see me online, they're like, oh gosh, it just looks like you have it all together. But meanwhile, I'm like losing my mind and pulling my hair out behind the scenes. So that's one thing. If you're feeling that way, just know that doesn't matter how successful you are not immune to feeling all the feelings.
Sister. Amen. Right? Amen.
So prior to, I would say 10 days ago or 2 weeks ago, my team was quite stagnant. I mean, when this first happened, everybody just went, dug their heels in and didn't know what the heck to do. And I don't think any of us knew because this was something we'd never dealt with before. And so as we were trying to figure it out, and of course, Marina, with your coaching, thank you for all of that because it's just been so helpful. You know, you were like, no slowing down. This is the time where we need to show up bigger than we've ever shown up before in our marketing, through our brand, but also for our teams. And so that's just what we've done. You know, myself and my business partner in the network marketing side, we got together and we created a presentation. And we don't typically do presentations. Like our model is all online. We send out a video for people to watch, and then we do group chats. That's how we grow our business. But right now we're doing everything differently because this is different. And the traditional way of doing things just isn't working quite the same. And so we decided every single day, 2 weeks ago, it was actually 2 weeks ago Wednesday, so this is exactly 2 weeks, we said every single day we're going to show up in the morning and we're going to do a live Zoom opportunity call because nobody was joining before. Like I said, my team was stagnant. We had 2 full weeks where not one person joined and everyone just didn't know what to do. And so we thought, we have to show up big. We're going to do an opportunity call every single morning, and we're going to encourage people to invite to this. And we actually created it around the messaging of things are crazy out there right now, and we have something that can help people. You know, we have something where you can earn an income fairly quickly. It's not a get rich quick. You have to do some work, but we're going to help you. We're going to hold your hand, and this is going to be a solution if you need it. And we started showing up every morning. We did it for the last 2 full weeks, and we had over 20 people just in the first week jump in.
Mm.
And so we went from nobody signing up to over 20 people jumping in. And that's because people do need something right now. And we were reconsidering, actually today, we did our last one because it's the end of the month, and we said, you know what, should we keep going? And we put a poll in our Facebook group for our team, and we said, guys, do you want us to continue these daily calls? If so, you have to continue to invite, and we will show up for you. And every single person said, yes, oh my gosh, this has been the best thing for me. Not only because, yes, it works, but it's giving them something to focus on. It's giving them something to invite to, and it's just giving them focus. So it's just been amazing. I hope that's helpful.
It's so helpful. I'm so grateful that you're sharing that with everyone, because I know, you know, sometimes there's like, what's the secret sauce? And a lot of times it's just the consistency of it. And so don't slow down. In fact, speed up. And I love that. Rena, I know you have to go soon, so I wanted to make sure I gave you time to share as well. So hold on one sec. Let me find her through. Oh, where is she? Here we are. Got you. Unmute, babe. I got you. I unmuted you.
Thank you so much, Marina. I appreciate that.
No, I just saw it in the chat. I was like, no, she has to share before she has to go. So first off, I just want to share with everyone, you know, I've known Rena for, 3 years now, and we have grown so close to one another, and I just respect her and her brand and her leadership. And one of the main reasons I wanted her to share on here is because you have this shatterproof kind of mentality, and you have a way of seeing things. And now I'm totally just throwing this on you, because by the way, I didn't prepare her for what I was about to say. But your whole brand is this shatterproof, right? The Shatterproof Academy, the shatterproof mentality, just all of it. And you have this way of putting a different lens on when it comes to obstacles. And I love the way you're able to take a step back and just kind of see things. So one, definitely share with everyone, you know, a little bit about you, but two, as a top leader and as a coach, like in this industry and building an online brand, like how are you pivoting during this? And what has that mindset been like for you?
Oh boy. I need some therapy right now. No, I'm kidding. Jen knows I've been.
Me too. Me too.
I sent her a text today of Beetlejuice. I'm like, this is my morning look. So thank you for having me on. It's an honor to share with your healer community. Marina, you're someone I respect and admire. I really appreciate you. So my name is Marina. I'm from Toronto, Canada as well. And I'm a mom of 3. So I have a 3-year-old who represents about 10 kids in one. He's a very wild little boy. And then I have an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old. So the girls, you know, are okay, but the little guy is making me very grateful for daycare teachers. So if you're a daycare teacher or a teacher, I want to give you some props right now.
Amen.
Right?
Yeah.
I've been in network marketing now for 8 years, and I went into coaching in April of 2019 after hitting the top rank. I wanted to really kind of dive into that leadership role. So I didn't start coaching until about a year into hitting the top rank in my company. So really giving myself that time to build and all that stuff. I started out belly to belly, first 4 years of building, so no online presence whatsoever. And I really struggled. Like, I feel like my shatterproof mentality comes from a lot of overcome, and it comes from really wanting to be a beacon of hope for people. to know that even if you're in the thick of your struggle right now, I hear you, I see you, I was there. And if you knew my journey, you probably would ask yourself why I continued. It's been a really tough journey, but I show up the way I do with the posturing and the strength because I'm speaking to the old me. That's who I really want to help out, that ambitious woman who, you know, has big dreams for herself and has goals that she wants to achieve. And so I'm speaking to that one person who represents the old me. And so that's a little bit about my journey. I moved into the current company that I'm with 4 years ago this June. And, you know, absolutely love it. It's completely online, which is what I needed for me and my family. And so that's a little bit about my story. Sorry, what was my brain right now? What was the second
No,
question?
no,
Okay.
it's just like, no, awesome. How do you have that posture right now when you show up in your business with the fear, the uncertainty? Like, how are you still showing up with that shatterproof mentality when there's literally just the unknown and the fear is just there?
I think my relentless drive and my relentless persistence, because a lot of people in my same situation, they give themselves reasons to not do what they need to do. So I always used to say, like, don't let your why be the reason you don't pursue your business, because a lot of us will use our why as our excuse not to work.
Like, I
I
don't
have,
have time, or the
yeah,
kids, or right. Yeah.
like if you saw me during the day, like I scare myself. Like I'm telling you, it's a scary situation. Like I am
Ugh.
such a mess. I have 3 kids. I'm running 3 businesses simultaneously, you know, and it's really challenging. Like I'm not going to sugarcoat that part of it, you know, and my husband works full time and I just don't have the support right now. And I've had to take a lot on my shoulders. With that being said, I always choose, it's a choice. I've chosen to find the gratitude in the situation.
Mm.
And so I look at this whole situation and I look for opportunity. I have a weird mind. Like I look at things the opposite. So while everybody is fearful, I'm thinking, Karina, how do you step up 10 times
Yes.
bigger, 10 times stronger? And that's what I do. I feel like I have a responsibility to lead right now. Leadership is so important. The world needs more female leadership,
Amen.
right? So
I love that. I'm so grateful for you being able to share. I just think that right now, I think all of you that are on here, some of you are like, well, I'm not making all this money, so how can I step up into leadership? Leadership is not about the amount of money you make. It's about the people that can see and solve solutions for other people and be that belief while other people don't have it. That's all
yeah,
it is. When you look at leaders in the world, you look at the community they've created or the belief that they created. It's not about the income. And so I want to help some of you really quickly right now. Get rid of that stinking thinking. The amount of money you make does not mean you're not a leader.
no.
Every single one
Actually,
of you
Marina,
can
I
step
would love
up.
to share a
Yeah.
perspective with your audience quickly. I'll be really
Yeah.
quick. One of my favorite features that Facebook offers, and this is a huge tip for you guys, is use your Facebook memories to your advantage. Your Facebook memories can help you come up with the most amazing content. It's unbelievable. So my Facebook memory came up from, what's today's date? March 31st,
31st.
2016. Guys, that was only 4 years ago, right? 4 years ago today, my live video came up in my memories and I had 54 views and 2 likes. One was my husband and I told him he had to like the video probably. And the other person was my good friend and I probably told her she had to like the video too. Nobody cared what I had to say for so many years. And that video coming up was so priceless for me because it really reminded me of, I was at rock bottom in that video. Rock bottom. And I watched the video and I showed up with this conviction. And I was so I was just so determined to create success. And I showed up in that video as if I was this top earner and I was making this at that time, this, zero. And I was actually in transition. I wasn't even in a business at that time. And so you guys, like, I just want you to know wherever you currently are in your business, it's a choice to show up and it's a choice to stand back. And if you stand back, there's going to be people that will be showing up even bigger right now. So
I love
hope that
that.
helps you guys out and appreciate you all so much.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for taking your time to be on with us today. I'm so grateful for you. That is absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Love you guys. I'm going to pop off. I don't mean to be disrespectful.
No, not at all. Are you kidding me? I know you're busy. Thank you for being on.
Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Love you.
Okay, bye.
So Audra's asking a question that Candace, I would absolutely love if you could jump on real quick. Let me find, where'd you go? I just saw you and then you said, there you are. Let me unmute you real quick. It won't let me. You have to. I don't know why it's doing this. Unmute. Yes. All right. So Audra, you asked a question. What if you're just getting started in this time? How would you begin with a sales funnel and what are the types? So Candace is now muted again. I don't know why.
Okay, now it's working.
Sucks. Now it's working. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, Candace is one of my star clients, but now is a partner in our incredible Moneymaker branding kit. So for those of you that don't know what that is, you can just reach out to Candace and she'll tell you, or Marissa, either one. But basically this was something that we worked on and we're still working on. Is how to get started with a funnel and really what does that funnel mean and what does that even mean for some of you, right? Like, do you even need one? So Candace she just walked away from her job because she is now doing coaching full-time. She's doing what she loves full-time. So I wanted to share a little bit about who she is and then Audra, absolutely have her answer your question.
Okay, thanks, Marina. So a little bit about me. I've been in the online world for about 6 years now. I've done all of the courses you can probably imagine by all the different leaders in online industry, network marketing, whatever. Like I've done them all. And I got to a point where I was just like, I'm tired of doing these courses and not believing in myself enough to launch into something bigger. So it was network marketing originally. I hired Marina as a coach. And I'll be honest, like it was 12 months of brutal work that I had to do on myself to get to this point. And Marina will tell you, like, she used to be like, Candace, you can't send those messages out. And I tell that story a lot because I look at some of my conversations now and I really cringe. So there is like, absolutely, you can turn it around 100. So if some of your messages now you're sending out to people and you're getting crickets, then don't worry because you can absolutely turn that around because I did. And so I didn't have that belief in myself that I could coach other people, but I'd already been doing it in corporate and sales for a long time. I'd been training people. I trained people in sales. I put together programs and I just didn't have that belief to do it for myself until I launched into my coaching business with this organic Instagram funnel that I was teaching to other sort of people in the healer community, and I was doing trainings for Marina on Trello. And then after about 30 days, I'd signed almost $10,000 worth of coaching clients, and that was with a $1,000 package. So I didn't start massive either. So that was 10 clients almost that I had to take on in 30 days with an organic funnel. So I'll say yes to a funnel, but what we sort of teach and what Marina teaches a lot in the healer community is leading with that value first. So maybe is, and this is answering the question now, maybe is having that freebie. So what ideas can you come up with? Like, Karen was talking about, and what DIY tips or what ideas are your community asking for now, and coming up with like something that you can give of value. And then you can start to build that email list without having to go and get a ClickFunnels account or anything like that, because that's like your next step. So I absolutely didn't have a sales funnel up and running when I launched my coaching business. I did it all organically. And now I'm building out a bigger sales funnel, but that was once I'd already started making money in my business. You can absolutely do it organically. It's just making sure you're leading with that value first
and you have that message system, which is, reaching out, doing the 333, inviting them to that next step. Hope I answered that question.
No, you definitely did. Audra, was that helpful? Hopefully that was helpful. You could let us know in the chat. So one of the things I want all of you to know is that you're going to see a lot of ads from coaches and gurus about setting up $1 million funnels and, oh, you can make millions of dollars by just doing a lead capture and then selling them on the back end. And then you're going to see, and I just want to be 100 with you. And I just had this conversation with 2 of my clients this morning. Like, yeah, it would be great, but there is so much organic work that goes into building a brand and building your network marketing business online. And it can be done just as fast with the right framework and the right formulas. So before you go and spend all this money on things you think you need for your brand, please ask us so we can guide you. Whether you work with us directly or you're looking for something else, we will guide you on what it is that you need, because I honestly can say that after $60,000, $70,000 in 1 year that I spent on courses and coaches and things, I was looking for the magic answer. And it started, that's why we created the Moneymaker Branding Kit, was so you know exactly the steps you need to take without spending $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, right, Candace? So we basically,
Yeah.
Candace and I took everything we learned and threw it into a 30-day period. So some of you are like, in the Moneymaker Branding Kit, where's the MMBK at? I know some of you are on here. Drop MMBK in the comments. Like, we are shoving so much into 30 days for those of you with those organic funnels. So Candace, can you share a little bit too, having a coaching business or having a way that you make money online besides a network marketing business does not mean that you have to make 5, 6, 7 figures in order to be a coach. And I think there's a lot of people that are struggling mentally with, what can I teach and how could I make money online doing what Candace or Marina or anyone else is doing if I don't want to teach network marketing? So what would you say to someone that's going through that right now?
Yeah, and I've seen this is interesting because I've had a lot of people that come to me that are like, I'm not succeeding in network marketing, but I want to be a mindset coach, or I want to be a anxiety coach or a relationship coach or something. So I'll help them really like dig into deep. What do they truly want to do? What do you see yourself doing, especially in the next 12 months, 24 months? Do you see yourself building that bigger team? Do you want to manage a team? Or do you want to shift into coaching? And you can absolutely shift into coaching even if you've never done it before. So I know a lot of the ladies in Moneymaker Branding Kit are like, well, I've never been a coach before. I don't know what I would coach on. So for me, it's I like to just put it all into a document, exactly what has helped me. So if you've got a morning routine that could transform someone's life, you can help somebody with that, and you can actually build a coaching program around that. If you have come through a struggle of your own with mindset or relationships, you can absolutely put a framework together and you can help somebody through that, because just the smallest tips, you only need to be like that one step ahead of somebody to coach them, right? And I always thought that I had to be making 6 figures to be a coach. And I'm frankly sick of people saying you can make 6 figures as a coach, to be honest, because you can impact so many people's life by stepping into that. And once you do that, and I had this shift, Marina helped me a lot with it, is once I shifted into helping impact other people's lives, that's when everything started changing for me, and I wasn't focused on the 10K, 20K months. It was actually making a bigger impact. So you can absolutely shift into that coaching, and you can start with a smaller package. You can work your way up. You do not have to start with a 10 grand package. I started with $1,000 package, and that was, I think it was 6 weeks. And then I scaled up from there. So you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, what would I put into a $10,000 package? You can start smaller and scale. And I'd say scale quickly. Once you take on your first 5 clients, then you move it up. Which Marina was like to me, you need to put your prices up. Put your prices up.
I kept saying double them, and she kept looking at. I said double your prices. Oh, Karen, wait, didn't I just say the same thing to you? I was like double, triple. Oh wait, I think I said the same thing to Jen Goodall too. So here's the deal. It's like, you don't know these things though until you work with someone. I have coaches too. I had a mentor that told me the same thing, right? He was like, negative ghostwriter. You better be doubling those prices, right? So just keep that in mind. It's about your experience. It's not about the income. It's your experience. Every single one of you have been through something that you can offer someone that's one day behind you how to get through it. Some of you don't even realize how much of a rock star you are and how much you've been through because you minimize. Like we look in the mirror sometimes and we just, like Jen said, she looks at herself, she's strong on the outside, and that's how you guys are. You don't even realize that you have been through some serious mountains and obstacles that most people can't get through that you did. You came out on the other side, and people will pay to figure that out so they don't have to go figure it out on their own. So thank you, Candace. I appreciate it. I wanted to bring on Melissa real quick because Melissa, the question here, where'd she go? I saw her. I have to hit the members, manage participants. I'm glad that I could just type in Melissa and then it comes up. That's exciting. Unmute. Melissa, I think I unmuted you. Say hello.
Hi.
There you are. Yes,
Okay.
I can. So
Hi, everyone.
this is a great question. So first off, Melissa is like my homegirl. I freaking love her so much. She is just this servant leader. She is a top income earner in her company, and I'm gonna let her tell her story. But we connected through the Moneymaker branding kit, but we've connected way before that. But her leadership has inspired me. And so when I saw this question, immediately I thought of you. So how are you, one, tell everybody who you are, but two, how are you keeping your team's sales up and the energy up to keep wanting to work their business during this time? And are you feeling better, by the way?
I am. Yeah, I was a little scared there. I had a cough for a couple of days and kind of felt under the weather, but it's cleared up. So
Good.
all
I'm
is
so
good
glad you're
on
okay.
our end, hopefully. But yeah, thanks so much for having me on. My name is Melissa Swaney. I've been with my company for about 5 years. I found it because I was coming out of postpartum depression and I just was looking for something a little bit extra for me to do. You know, I really missed working. I used to be a realtor and had a big career with that. And then I really wanted to be home with my kids. So I gave up all of that to be home with my kids, but then realized I missed working. So I kind of fell into network marketing and quickly realized the business side of it and the opportunity and put my head down and just very blessed that 5 years later, it's our family's income. I have an amazing team of leaders and women and men that have come together. So I'm just forever grateful for this industry and the people I've got to meet, like Marina, who is awesome. By the way, I've done tons of training with a lot of people, and she is for sure the real deal. But anyway, back to your question. So with my team, we're focusing a lot on a couple of things. I think the biggest thing that we're focusing on is gratitude. I think if we're feeling of gratitude around ourselves and doing reach outs and stuff like that, we call them love bombs. Like we'll set 15 minutes and we go in and we'll just send out, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And just the way that that's raising the energy within our team to think of gratitude and positivity instead of kind of falling into the trap of thinking about, oh my God, what's happening, and the anxiety, and the kids are screaming, which you could probably hear mine downstairs right now. I don't know if you can.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been really helpful. And I think just really helping them to understand, like, people's filters have changed throughout all of this. People before might have known what you did, but weren't really paying attention. You weren't on their radar, but now they are at home, right? And now they are on social media all the time. So now more than ever, like we've discussed, it's time to show up and give value and really focus on value, but not being afraid to ask if someone's open to looking at this from a place of authenticity and not spamminess, kind of.
Yeah.
So we really worked on understanding that about someone else's filters. Also, people have been laid off or are at home now because of this. And maybe there's those moms that have been working, and now that they're home with their kids, they're realizing, God, I don't want to go back to work. Like they're enjoying this.
That's
actually
a good point.
Family.
Yeah.
And so it's a disservice to those people not to realize, like, to let them know that there is another option out there.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that we've done with our team is we have people write down 50 reasons why someone would need a business. Because, you want to have a vision of where you're going and what your business can do. And so if you can actually write down 50 things, and if 50 things are easy to write down, you write down 100. But you write down 50 reasons why somebody needs your business. And what you're trying to do is kind of shift the filter in your mind that this is a bad time to ask people about the opportunity, or it's stepping on people's toes. And if you can really look at a list Like I've looked at my list, like, oh my God, there are so many reasons why people need this right now. And it's not because I'm going to make a bonus check or it's going to grow my team. It's really for them.
For
And if you can
serving.
really focus on that and get your team to understand that at a deeper level than just like, hey, people are needing money right now, then it just makes them feel like they're serving others instead of just trying to make a paycheck themselves. And that's been a big shift. The people who have gone through this in our team and have done it, they're out there feeling like they're the light. We call it being the light. Like they feel like they're trying to be the positivity out there for other people who are seeing a lot of scary negative things on their news feed and in the news. So if you can show up as that person, I think it's going to help people.
That's like, honestly, it just like light bulb moment for me right there. Thank you so much for sharing that, because when you're looking to market on social or market and conversation, it's always about the pain point. But if you don't know the pain point, how are you going to create the content? And at the end of the day, you don't know the pain point, you can't emotionally connect to it. And then you got to emotionally connect to your story. And right there, those 50 reasons are what we would connect to. Right. So it
Right.
gives us that posture of, no, they need this.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. I love it. So something else I would love for you to share, and then we'll move to the next person. But you went through a time where you felt like your team exploded, and then you felt like your team might have slowed down, or not slowed down, but kind of you guys were trying to figure out where you were at. And I think that's something that we have leaders that are on here that probably have gone through the same thing. And you've kind of taken a step back to the basics in your team, and I feel like you guys have created this whole new culture. Would you be open to sharing just a little bit about where you guys were and then like where you are right now?
Sure, absolutely. So yeah, so what happened, I had a very large team. Like I had great success. I had great leaders, but I didn't know what I was doing. I had no background in network marketing. So I didn't have systems in place. Nothing was duplicatable. We were all just like running and doing what we could do. So what happened within my team is a lot of my great leaders would then, break off and make their own Facebook page, own Facebook group for their teams. And it turned into a lot of copying and pasting. Like either I would post something or someone else would post something, and we're all posting it all around, and it was just kind of disjointed, even though we did have the large team page. So what we've done is kind of look at this and realize, we are better together, as we are very capable, smart women who have great ideas, and we've kind of all come back together into one page to feed off of each other, have the energy, and just simplify things. Make more duplicatable system that is easy to follow, but then really focusing on talking to the 80% of the people that are in there that just want to be loved on and have a community. So really maybe making it more of a community instead of just like a place where people were getting information has really helped.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for being on and sharing your heart with everyone that's on here. I'm so grateful for you as well. And Stephanie, where are you, babe? There you are. I'm going to unmute you. Or I'm not, because every time I try to unmute it, there it goes. It works. Are you there? Hello.
Hey.
So I would love if you could share. So you're kind of in the sort of health and wellness. It's health and wellness, right? Yeah, it's health and wellness. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So health and wellness, and you are also a blogger, which I would love for you to touch on a little bit how powerful that's been for your business, because that's a big part of what I teach. And I just love your freaking brand. I love her brand, you guys. Like, I love it. She's got a challenge coming up I'm so excited about. So, but tell everybody a little bit about you. She is a top leader in her company, like massive organization. She's so humble about it. So I'm going to brag about her really quickly. She's like the top, and she's amazing, and everybody loves her, and everybody comes to her, and she just gives. Servant leader. She's so sweet. Like literally you need something, she's just there for you. We built our friendship, and I'm just so grateful for her. And I get to work with her on her brand, which is so freaking exciting because I'm obsessed with her brand. Let's just be clear. And she's not teaching network marketing, so all of you know that, or teaching business. And so I think this is a great point of how you've kind of taken your blog and how you've brought that into your network marketing business, and how are you keeping your team motivated? But most importantly, who are you? What's your background and all that jazz?
So my name is Stephanie, and I'm also from Canada. I'm actually from Montreal. There's still snow, but it's actually sunny out, and I'm hiding in my room right now, so you guys can actually hear me without kids screaming. So
How many of you can relate to that, though? How many screaming children? I just sent mine upstairs with Jason. I was like, bye, go away.
and
Okay,
I
go
do
ahead.
have pants on, yoga pants, but I do have pants on.
You too.
So I started, I would say, I started my blog. So it's a green living blog. It's all about green living, saving the planet, non-toxic living, sustainable fashion, everything kind of under that umbrella. And I started that when I was pregnant with my daughter in 2000, no, after my daughter was born. So I had a friend who had a blog. She had a mom blog, and she's like, Stephanie, you have so much information in your head. You should start a blog. I'm like, no, like that is not happening. I'm not a writer. I have no desire to write. I wasn't the top of the class in English. You know, I just randomly put an exclamation mark here and a comma here, and I think it looks good. But what she explained to me is like, you don't need to be a writer to do this. You just need to get the content out there. So it's the same thing on Facebook and Instagram. You don't have to be a writer to get the content out there. You just have to have the content, and people are going to take that in. So I started my blog in 2011. I worked ridiculous amounts of time with probably this much pay. Networked with bazillion bloggers. So I just was pumping content out constantly. What do people want to hear about? I was on Twitter all the time because Twitter was really cool back then. And I was, I started Instagram, don't really know what I was doing back then. I just post random pictures. I was on Facebook, not much engagement, but I was just pumping out content. So when my friend approached me about network marketing, I was like, also no, not interested. Because I was approached so many times after my daughter was born to do network marketing that I wasn't in a good place. I went through postpartum depression and all those things. I had a lot of anxiety. So it wasn't a good fit for me that time. But when she came to me, I had my second kid. He was 9 months old, and I did not want to go back to work. I was a social worker by trade, and all the research that I do for how I live my lifestyle takes a lot of time. It takes me hours sometimes just to find the shirt that I want to buy, because it has to be this, 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 and this. And it's just who I am. I'm always going to be like that. And so I said yes at that point. I said yes. I said, why not? And I grew very quickly. I got to 6 figures very quickly. Within like 9 months, I was at 6 figures. And I had so many people say, like, why? How did you grow so quickly? Like, you've never been in network marketing before. And what I explain to people is we all have these communities, right? You go to church, you go to the gym, you go to CrossFit, you have a mom's group on Facebook. Mine just happened to be a crap load of bloggers on the internet at that time. I had such a big community, and I just reached out to them and showed them the opportunity. Instead of making money on Amazon with a little link and you get like 1%, maybe try this. So for me, blogging at the beginning was an outlet. It was a way for me to get my content out there, to share with people how I was living my lifestyle. I did a whole year challenge of living waste free, and like literally created barely any waste. I still don't create a lot of waste, but at that point it was like a big challenge that I had. And I think meshing network marketing and blogging just work so well together. And when I say blogging, it doesn't always necessarily have to be on a blog. You know what I mean? Like, we have social media, right? So if you're in a position where you're like, I don't really want to get WordPress, I don't want to come up with a name, you can use social media as your blog. You go on Facebook every single day and you provide content. And PS, back up your Facebook often. If in case Facebook decides to shut you down tomorrow. Marina's had hers shut down a couple of times. I've had friends yesterday because they used the word hand. I'm not going to say what that word is, but to clean your hands, and it's not soap, and it's out of stock everywhere. Like, they've had their Facebooks disabled because they're using those words, because so just back up your Facebook, back up your Instagram. It's super easy. I think you go into settings, something like your Facebook information, and then you click on download your Facebook, and you can download everything. You can it downloads all your images, comments made on posts. So if anything ever happens and you have all this content on Facebook, you can go back and get it and then repurpose it somewhere else. take it and be like, I'm going to start a blog now because I have 5 years of content on Facebook right now.
Right.
And the same thing on Instagram. So yesterday I backed up my Instagram. I downloaded everything off Instagram because I have a crap load of pictures there and they're somewhere on my phone, but it would be easier if they're all in one spot. So just a tip, I would periodically back up Facebook and your Instagram if you have a lot of content. And blogging is fun. Like, it's just a way, if you like to get content out there and you're not sure where to start, starting a blog is great. You get content out there, you share it. But if you're not in a position that you want to start a blog, just start on Facebook, just start on Instagram, get that content out there and you're going to find your people. Your people are going to find you. So that's how I got started in network marketing, was just connecting with people, insane amount of people on Twitter. And I was doing social media before it was cool and I didn't know I was doing social media. And I just connected with a lot of people. So, you know, if anything ever happens to my network marketing company or anything ever happens to this, I have like such a huge network of people. And I love to tell people, you know, when you're connecting with people, it's not always about that sale, right? It's not always like, oh, I'm connecting with Jen and she's going to buy XYZ from me. No, I'm always thinking, how can I connect to them? How can I serve them? But also, who knows what's going to happen in 5 years, right? What's going to happen in 3 years to my network marketing business? What's going to happen to this? So I'm out there connecting with people because if anything ever happens, guess what? I have an even bigger community that their business might shut down tomorrow because network marketing companies, they shut down. And then other network marketers are looking for new homes. And guess what? I want them to come to my home, right? So it's about connecting, and it's not just about selling your product over and over again. It's giving that contact, like Karen talked about, like serving them. She doesn't even do anything with nails, but she was giving them info. So then they're like, wow, she supplies all this great content. I'm going to keep following her. I'm going to subscribe to her email list. I want to get her info. So I think blogging is just a good way to get content out there, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or you actually have a blog. And like I said, that's how I got started. And I loved it because I don't think I'd be where I am right now if I wouldn't be blogging, because my whole brand is around my blog. So I wouldn't have it right now. And I'm so grateful. The name of my blog is called Good Girl Gone Green. And the reason I have that name is because I didn't have a smartphone, didn't have an iPad, none of that kind of stuff, no laptop, just a big screen. And I had 2 names that I wanted to pick for my blog. And it was my birthday, and my husband engraved Good Girl Gone Green on the back of my iPad that he gave me for my birthday. And I was like, I guess that's the name of my blog now. So that's how that came about. But I just think getting content out there is just so important, and being consistent with that content, whether it's continuously doing stories every day on Instagram and Facebook, whether it's having a Facebook post every single day, whether it's having an Instagram post. And I love how Marina, like we've talked about this a lot, it's being consistent and having your people know that you're posting at that time. So I have a Facebook group at 9 a.m. every morning, something is up in that Facebook group, you know, or every day at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., something is going to be on Instagram. So it's to be that consistent, so then your people are looking for you. And that's something I've learned from Marina. I'm like, yes, I need to be more consistent in my timing of things instead of being all over the map. And then it makes you more scheduled. So you're like, okay, every day I need something up at 9 o'clock. I'm going to batch that. I'm going to write 5 pieces of content, put it out there, schedule it, and then it's done. So I love blogging. It's not for everybody. I do agree it's not for everybody. But if it's something that you want to do, like Marina is definitely a great person to connect with, following her in the healers group, getting on her email list, and just following what she does. And she'll be able to teach you those things. And the last thing I wanted to say was, so our network marketing company, it's a very belly to belly type company. And a lot of like in-person classes, a lot of in-person meetings. When I say meetings, I mean like coffee dates. And that's how, I started off growing it online, and I shifted a little bit to like wanting to meet people in person. I love that connection. So when this whole CV thing happened, I was like, oh crap, I can't go to the coffee shop and talk to my barista for like half an hour about my product because I can't leave my house and the coffee shop is closed now. So I had to shift in the sense to now I'm really all online. Before it was like, you know, maybe 70% online, 60%, and then like that other 40%. And like Marina was saying, Zoom is such a powerful tool that I reached out to, I just put it out there to a bunch of people on my team, said, who wants to collaborate? Who wants to collaborate and do like tons of Zoom calls? I don't even have to be on them. I don't have to do anything. we'll use the same link just because to keep it simple for people, but I don't even need to be on there. I can just like hide my face and you guys take over. And this whole week, I think we have like 2 or 3 Zooms a day, a social Zoom where we're just going to sit and chat. We have one about the products. We have an opportunity one. We had a business one on Monday. Other leaders on my team are stepping up and also doing their own Zoom calls. So I've just like mixed it all together and said, hey, you can go here if you want this. I had Marina's call on today. I'm like, if you want to learn from Marina Simone and a bunch of other leaders, hey, you can come on this Zoom. So I'm just taking all these Zoom calls because people want to connect right now. People want to connect. They can't leave their house. Like if you're on TikTok, how many TikToks do you see of people just staring out windows? Because
I know.
they have
I'm
no
about to
one-
do, my mom gave me okay, first off, let me just say really quick, my mom gave me the best idea. And so the next TikTok you see me do today is because my mom came up with it. Just got to put that out there. Okay, go ahead.
But I was just saying, like, so many people, like, you'll see TikToks, and I saw a hilarious one with, like, a dog and the owner is just like, so is this what you do all day? You just stare at people? Do you, like, run out the door? Like, do you bark at them?
That's
like,
why they're so excited when they see people now. I get it. Like when my dog pees, she's excited. I might pee when I see some human now, right? That was probably really gross, but I might.
But I just feel like we need to connect with people. And I feel like Zoom is just such a great way to connect with people. So no matter how big your team is, if you have 5 people on your team or 20 people or 30 or 1,000 or 20,000, whatever it is, just find those people that want to collaborate with you and just say, hey, let's just do a bunch of Zoom calls and see what happens.
Yeah.
And if 5 people show up, that's 5 other people that you get to connect with. So I think the biggest shift that I've done in my business, I would say the first week that we had to stay home was just a hot mess. I'm not even going to talk about that. It was just like survival mode. And then last week was really getting my crap together and really figuring out how I can connect with more people. And I feel like Zoom is where I'm shifting. I had like 5 Zoom calls today. I don't remember what they were or what we were doing, but I know I was on the phone a lot today. And tomorrow we have more. And then the next day we have more. And then we're going to plan for the next week. So I think it's just that connection with people. And you can even do it with people not even on your team. Like throw it out there. Hey, does anyone want to meet up on Zoom right now for coffee to chat for 10 minutes? And it's just, again, offering service, like exactly like Karen did. She offered how to get the nails off. Well, now you're offering people to come and sit and have coffee on Zoom with you.
Yep.
And the results might not be immediate, but they're going to remember you because you cared. And they're going to remember, hey, Melissa invited me a bunch of times to be on a coffee Zoom, and it was so refreshing. So when she's ready to join network marketing, if she ever does join network marketing, that person's going to go to Melissa because they're going to remember that she was kind, she invited her, and all those things. So I just feel like connection at this time is so important. Mm-hmm. And the last thing is, Marina has talked about this multiple times to a lot of us, is the next 90 days is super important. Super, super important. A lot of us in network marketing say, work for 90 days and you reap what you sow at the end of 90 days. And I just feel like April, May, June are just going to be the most important time for us because there's just so much going on. Like my kids are supposed to go back to school May 4th. I really doubt this is going to happen, but everything's changing. Like the government in Canada and the US, they're pivoting constantly. We don't know I don't even know what day it is today. Like everyone's pivoting. So if everyone's pivoting, we need to pivot too, right? Our businesses need to pivot. So all that to say is just take it one day at a time, take it 1 week at a time, and just know that the next 90 days could really explode your business and on so many levels. You're going to have people that are going to think you're sleazy for reaching out to them. Move to the next person. But then you're going to have a whole group of people that are going to.
Can you just say that one more time? Say that one more time. Everybody needs to hear that.
People are going to think you're sleazy?
Yeah.
No, so many people are going to think you're sleazy, and just move on. Move on to the next person. And because there's going to be that 1 or 2 people that are going to be so grateful that you didn't skip over them, because they're going to make an extra $100 or they're going to make an extra $200. And now maybe their yoga studio doesn't have to close down because they made that extra money, or they can make their mortgage payment, or they can make this payment because you reached out with them and they were on your chicken list. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or maybe they weren't even on your chicken list. You just said, nah, they're not going to be interested.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel now is the time to really be organized and reach out to those people and let them know that you care. and that you want to help them.
I love that. That's so important. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for just taking time to be on here and just sharing your nuggets with everyone. You're just a freaking complete stud. Stud. Carly, I have to unmute you. Unmute, baby doll. Yes. Yay. Say hello to make sure it worked.
Hello, hello.
Whoop, whoop. So I just have to let you guys know, Candace and Carly are in Australia, and then Kath is in the UK, and then Miriam is in Germany, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. And then, so we're like all over the place over here. You know how we do. The healers are everywhere. That's how we do it. Carly, so I've been working with Carly now for, she was like one of my first clients ever. She joined my first ever Hot Mess Express boot camp, right? And then she decided to keep following this crazy chick, and we have become such like family. Like, she's my girl, and I'm just so grateful for everything that you've put out for the healer community as well, and for trusting me to help you with your brand and your business and your network marketing business, because you are just a complete stud. And I think coming from you, it'll be really cool for everyone to know, like, you don't have a job, but you have a brick and mortar business, and then you have a successful network marketing business, and you're building a brand, and you're a mom of 2, and you're a wife. And I think it's important for everyone here to know, like, go cray, you know what I mean? But also, how are you shifting with the 333 right now? Are you shifting? Has something changed for you? I think that would be something that I would love for you to share as well.
Mm-hmm. Hey healers, how you doing? Hey, first of all, oh my God, hasn't this call today just been fire? I have taken, when you see me looking down, I'm not being rude. I'm like taking notes, and I'm, sharing it with my team, and I'm telling them, why aren't they on here? So it's an honor and a privilege to be here with you all. And yeah, I've been working with Marina for a couple of years now, and watched her blossom, and actually coming from a place of, God, if this girl can do it, so can I. Are you all feeling that right now? Because if you're not, you mustn't be on the same call that I'm on. Because all of these rock star leaders, that is exactly what I've got. I've got their heart. I've got actual strategies that I can implement into my business today. So a little bit about me. As Marina said, I am a wife. I am a mum to 2 boys, and now to a puppy, because this crazy chick who's Australia has legit just gone into self-isolation, decided to get a puppy. I don't know what So it was that or a baby, and my husband said, yeah, no.
No, get the puppy, get the puppy, get the puppy.
Get the puppy.
I'll send you Maddie, okay? I'll ship her to you.
Yes, I want her.
Yes.
But look, I can relate to a lot of these ladies. I've got that tough exterior. Over the last 2 years, there's been a lot more tears being shed, because this, despite the coronavirus, network marketing is an emotional roller coaster. And I think the moment that you can actually accept that and know that just because you're on this roller coaster doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful, and it doesn't mean that you are less than. Okay, people need to hear your heart. So I've actually been in business for longer than I can remember. I am a young 37, nearly 38, and we've been in bricks and mortar business for 15 years. A lot of those lessons that I learned from then, I've been able to then implement into my network marketing business. Now, I'm not going to lie, it's been challenging. Like this whole coronavirus, I have been through the roller coaster of emotions. And my husband and I, the reason why I'm in network marketing, so I'm wondering if he'll see this recording, is because we can't work together. We are 2 fiery red personalities, but we also come from a different angle. So I do a lot of it behind the scenes. I work a couple of days a week in our automotive repair shop. And last week alone, Australia's a bit behind the 8 ball. I know a lot of you in the Northern Hemisphere may already realize that, but we're a bit slow. We only started to go into self-isolation last week. And our bricks and mortar business took a 30% hit in the first week. But what's going to surprise you is that we have a complete abundant mindset. No matter what our red personalities are, we just pivot. We're like, okay, how do we deliver to our clients? How do we keep those doors open? And what has absolutely blown my mind is how people have been pivoting. And I want to use this. I've heard a lot of people, even in the chat, like people are losing their jobs. They're not spending money. You know what? That's happening here too. But yesterday we had a $10,000 Australian dollar job confirmed at the workshop. So don't sit there and assume people don't have money. It's just they want to know that you can solve their problems. That's all people want. And I really feel like in this moment of the virus and everything that's going on, people's BS meters are on an all-time high. They want to know that you've got heart before they're going to hand you money over. So a lot of what I've learned, and believe it or not, my hubby listens to Marina too. He's up in the grill. He goes, I can't wait to meet Madeline. He is in it as well. But we've implemented the strategies that we learn, and I implement in the network marketing business, into our traditional business. He goes live on his automotive repair shop business. He shares it into groups. His brand is out there. So it doesn't matter what angle, whether you're a coach, whether you're an online business of any shape or form, or if you're sitting here right now and you're like me, you've got other multiple businesses, implement these strategies. That is how you pivot in this time of need. So for 333, how that has, so to obviously spin that around, how that has turned around for me is I set myself a target when all this happened, that I am going to love on all of my humans on Facebook over the next 30 days. So that's 20 people in the morning at the moment. I don't have a massive list, but it's, you've heard it. It's not about your list. It's not whether you're a 6-figure or a 7-figure income earner at this point. You got to show your heart. So I am doing that. I love the love bombs because, you know, that's totally my language, but that's what I'm doing. I am loving on everybody at this point. And then from there, guess what? The conversation pivots because people have come in and gone, oh my God, I remember you were showing me something. Now I've got time to look at it. Or are you still doing that thing you were doing? Yes, I'm still doing that thing. You know, you don't even have to force the conversation because people's minds and hearts are open. Some people are now in the pain, and it might be a little bit of pain, it might be excruciating pain that they don't want to be in, which has forced them to unlock their heart and go, what else is out there? Do I love this human? Can I see myself linking arms with this human? So lead with your heart. And I am focusing on progress. So I'm a bit of a slow learner. I've been working with Marina for a few years, and she has been roasting me like, where is that brand at? What are you doing? And my focus has well been building my community. And over the last week, this is massive for me, right? I'm showing you both ends of the scales. We've had 6- and 7-figure earners on here. I had 16 brand new people join my community. Now that's on my own merit. You know, that's just from the value that I'm putting out there. So focus on progress, not perfection. Focus on what you're doing and what you can do right now. And, you know, replicate, but do not copy what the leaders are doing. There is no need to copy. You put your own flavor on it and you get it done. FYI, I did end up in Pinterest jail, and I think my Pinterest is gone. So that also happens to all of us. I don't know. One of my girlfriends said, yeah, that's because they wanted your name. So they're just spamming you so they can steal it. Meh, you just got to roll with it. You have to pivot. And every time an obstacle lands in front of you, you're going to stay grounded with gratitude. Remember why you are grateful. What have you got right now to be grateful for? So I hope that helps, Marina.
First off, you almost had me in freaking tears. I had to hold them back. I'm so proud of you. Like, I can't even, Jen Surfer's shaking her head right now. You legit have grown into a fierce, not just leader, human. And I feel the shift in you, just in everything you're doing. And I'm just so proud of you. I cannot wait to see you on that panel on stage. Go ahead.
So I'm coming. I'm going to be there, ladies. So if you have not booked your ticket, book your ticket. But I want to share one thing. You know, I'm with the Leader Lab, and there are a lot of humans, a lot of beautiful ladies in that Leader Lab that are, I'm going to say it, exceed me in areas. But that's no reason to not show up. And I will share, I was on there bawling my eyes out only a couple of weeks ago, you know, because there was an obstacle in front of me. And in that moment, we can either choose to be paralyzed and just stay there, or we can break through that. So now is a perfect time to show your vulnerabilities. Share with people exactly how you're feeling and how you're solving it.
Yes.
Because people need hope. There's too much of the other crap out there. They need hope.
I do. I love you. Thank you so much for sharing your heart. You're just amazing. And wine, Jen says. Yes.
And wine. No vodka for me.
Yes. Where is Peaches? Peaches, I have to find you so I could unmute you. Hold on, because I know you have to go and baby is sleeping. I just unmuted you. Say hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, I can. Thank you for being on. I know you have to jump off in less than 10 minutes, so I just wanted to give you an opportunity because you're a brand spanking new mama. You're a mom before you were a brand new spanking new, but you have a brand new baby. And like all of this is going on, brand new baby, launch a new network marketing business, you're building your brand, your husband works full time, you have a full house, you've homeschooling now and like all this stuff. And I just think it's so important for all of the moms that are on here to just hear from you on how you're pivoting during this and some of the mindset things that you're doing, because you are a mindset trainer and you've worked with the best of the best, Bob Proctor and all the above. And so I just think it's so important that people can hear from someone that's got this mindset work that you do. Like, what are some ways they can pivot right now? But first, tell everybody who you are, a little bit about you, and then we'll get into that.
Sure. Awesome. Well, first of all, thank you, Marina, and all the ladies that are on here from the Leader Lab, because you are my tribe. You are my girls. Marina, I'm so happy and grateful that I found you, because I too, like some of the other women have shared, I have done so many trainings. I have bought so many courses, and there was just something about you that stood out the moment that I heard you speak. And it was your realness, your rawness, your authenticity around your pregnancy. And I had just found out I was pregnant at the time. And so that just goes to show, be real, be raw, be you, and you will attract your tribe. There's no doubt about that. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for who you are and what you do. But my name is Lisa Kennedy. I am a mom of 3. I have a daughter that's 10. I have a son who's 5, and I have this little 3-month-old guy. And believe it or not, he just cut a tooth. I can't even believe it. Like, I saw a white spot, put my finger in his mouth after I washed, of course, and he has a tooth. I'm like, oh my God. So he's kind of fussy. But I also have the son in the middle, who is on the autism spectrum, special needs. And so I have a corporate background, 15 plus years. I was at the top of a large academic medical center, and I chose to walk away from that and be home with my son and do what needed to be done for him so that he had the absolute best choice at life, right? And so by doing that, I really had to rediscover who I was, and that was through network marketing and through personal development. And so I've been in network marketing between 3 and 4 years. The first company that I had a very, very good success in actually went under. And so then I was kind of left finding myself not knowing really where to go. Went to another network marketing company that was run by some of the same individuals, different type service. And that was great. Loved the mission, loved the people. But what was not great is that I was here as a mom with 2 at the time, trying to figure out how to make it all work. And everything was belly to belly. And I love meeting people. I love chit-chatting. I'm Italian. I love to talk, but I didn't have time for that. And so I really struggled to take what was out there, to take what I was learning from Marina, from some other people, and try to implement it into this company who had basically zero social media presence. And what I found is I was spending a lot of time doing that and not actually building a business, right? I was just training, and that's not, I love to train, but that's not what I wanted to do. So fast forward, I'm pregnant. I find Marina, I'm pregnant, and in December 1st, actually, I made the decision to pivot and go to a company that is completely online, that literally has everything built. All I have to do is plug and play, and it has been a lifesaver. So having the baby, I did take a little bit of a step back because I really needed to figure out, how do I do this? Like, I was so exhausted. The baby came 6 weeks early, and long story short, I needed some time. So I took a breath, and now I'm back, and now we have all of this going. And so one of the words that I think is so important that we all have to remember, and we've heard it on here several times, is the word pivot. It is so important to be able to pivot. And the first time I heard Marina say that, it was like just like Marina said earlier, right? It was, my mind was blown, because things change, right? The only constant is change, whether we like it or not. And so if we can learn to adapt as these things come up, then we're just going to be better off all the way around, right? So, I'm kind of all over the place, Marina, but you asked some of the mindset stuff. First of all, I think what I have learned around this journey, most importantly, is it's okay to not be okay. I am positive Polly. I am as positive as they come, and I really spend a lot of time focusing on gratitude and mindset and being positive, but I found that I was holding it in sometimes, and I was not allowing myself to speak out and to speak about how I was really feeling. And that's not good. I think you have to remember, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to have a moment, but it's not okay to stay there. Have your moment, cry it out, but then put your big girl panties on and know that thing that you're going through, okay, that thing that you're struggling with, there are so many people out there who are struggling with the same thing and worse, but they don't have any options. They don't know what you know. One of the things we do in network marketing is personal development.
Wait, where'd your audio go? Did everybody else?
Can you hear me?
There you are. Yes, now I can hear you. Go ahead.
One of the things that we have in network marketing, one of the things that a lot of us do in network marketing is personal development. So we are already, every single person on here, you already are so much further ahead than the vast majority of people who are out there who are praying for something. They need something. They don't know what to do. They don't know that this exists. And you might think that everybody knows about it. I promise you, everybody does not know about it. So my mom used to always tell me, deliver yourself from self. Get yourself out of the way. Make it about the other person, and just go and find out who's looking. Just make connections. That was one of the things I would say that I pride myself on, is true legitimate connections. When I send a friend request, I don't just send a friend request. I send a message with that friend request. And so many people comment back, wow, nobody sends me a message when they send me a friend request. People want connections. Just like Carly said, they want to know that you care before they want to do anything with you, including business. And so mindset, start your day with gratitude. Honestly, every single day, get up and just write down 10 things that you're grateful for. 10 things. And I mean, get really detailed. The air that you breathe, the eyes that you see out of, the smell of the fresh air, the warmth of the sun on your face, like the simple things. Focus on gratitude. And when you feel yourself starting to shift into a negative vibration because of all of the stuff that is going on, shift, pivot back to that gratitude, number one. And number two, remember that there's an opposite to everything. So even though there's bad that's in this virus, there's bad things that are happening, people are getting sick, they're losing their lives, their jobs, and everything else, there's an equal and opposite good to everything. There are good things that are happening, and we get to choose every single day whether we're going to focus on the good or whether we're going to focus on the bad. And if we focus on the good, we can step up and be the leader that so many people out there need right now. And as a result of that, just by default, we're going to build an amazing business, an amazing brand. So I was all over, but I hope that was helpful. I hope I answered.
I know. I'm just like, seriously, every single one of you I'm learning from every single one of you. I'm growing on this Zoom. And I mean, I know I did this for all of you, but like, I'm just having so many aha moments myself. And I'm just so grateful. I needed this. Like, I needed this moment with all of you, and I needed to be coached in this moment. And I'm just so grateful that you guys are pouring into each other the way that you are. So Peaches, thank you so much. I am so grateful for you. I love you to pieces.
Thank you so much.
Miriam, I know it's probably like 1 a.m. where you are, so I want to give you the opportunity to speak. She's like, yep, it is. So I want to unmute. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes, it is. It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, thank you so much for staying on. I appreciate you. I think, before anything happened over here in the States, you were big time going through this coronavirus, because it was literally the convention got canceled for the event, and you were feeling this before any of us in the States or Canada or even Australia started to really truly feel this. And so, one, share with everyone a little bit about who you are for sure, but a little bit about what is it like right now over there where you are in Europe, and what are some ways that you've shifted and pivoted for your business?
Well, I'm in direct selling and network marketing for over 16, 17 years. And it was only the last 2 years I really thought it's important for me to take it seriously. My husband always said it's a nice hobby, but now I shifted. And as Marina said, just before the coronavirus came, I changed even companies. So my team stayed at the old company and I wanted to start again. So I was like, everything was new, everything was going on, and I had to start over, and I felt alone because I didn't have my team and my sponsor, which I talked every day with anymore. And so at the beginning, it wasn't that hard because I did a challenge. I put out my content and everything, but then I got so much exhausted. And also with my husband came, he's working from home, and I have 2 sons. One would has now exams, so he is kind of confused. He is not able to do the party stuff that is going on with after the exams, and the other one just started with his own business. So he lost all his contracts. But then we and in Europe it's a little bit different because I felt like in Walking Dead in the supermarket. I have not only my 2 sons, I have a third adult, the friend of one of my sons at home. So we have 5 adults, and I have boys. So I'm buying a lot of stuff in the supermarket, and people thought I'm crazy and I'm hoarding, but I'm not. So going out there made it even worse. So I stayed at home. But then I made the shift that I really need to just contact people and to get in contact. And I even did a cleaning challenge for myself, finding new people, doing a shift there. And I started to work together with my boys. They're now helping me to build my brand. And the second thing, I always wanted to go online, and I'm really good at coaching online stuff. But now I'm creating actually a course for the direct sellers, how they make an online party. And I took that shift so that I could go on and stuff like that. And that made really, it's so important that you make that shift to know where your heart is. That's the problem. We often think what we need to do and not what really we would like to do. And as soon as I did the things I really liked, that I made the shift, and it worked out. Yeah.
I love that. I think so many can relate to that, is where there's things we need to be doing. So we kind of work things in desperation mode instead of coming from a place of purity and creativity and impact. doing the things that we actually love to do or want to love to do, or that passion that we have. And that's what separates the jobs and the careers from the impact and the missions and the purpose. So when you guys are looking for that purpose, or you're trying to find that, it's not going to be how can you make the money, it's how can you make the impact. And Miriam, the very first conversation we had, I'll never forget it, was how can I do this for in German? Can I? Because there's nothing in German. So you found that white space in the industry, and now you pivoted to a company where it's all online, because your old company wasn't like about that, but now look, right? So it's like you had that vision before even the whole coronavirus outbreak even thing happened, and it was like kind of that catapult for you. It's like, yep, that's where I was supposed to be, and you're here now. Your team might not have come, but they gonna be coming. I can see that. I can see that happening, because it's clear what needs to happen, right? So let me ask you this question. You just made a transition. What were some, because I know there's a lot of people that are on here that, and I'm just going to talk about the elephant in the room. There are people that are looking at other companies because they're not successful where they are. You were successful and still growing and decided to walk away. So can you share with everyone that's on here, if they are looking, what were some of the reasons you made the decision to walk away from your business wasn't going backwards? So I think it's important you share what were some of those decisions why you made that decision.
Well, to tell you, I really had a great team. I had a wonderful upline. We talked every day, and we created things together. So and I made a lot of money for a lot of people out there. But I also like to coach and to teach, and I tried to implement that in the team, but it didn't work out, because then they came to a company event and the company told them to do different stuff. So it was really confusing for the team, and for me it was just exhausting. And the trainings I took were all from Americans, or from the English speaking community, and I thought I had to implement everything on my own. I had to create groups. My company didn't even want to have groups, because they were afraid that if people are in there, they take the partners from each other and stuff like that. So having the feeling that you need to change something, even if the money is right and the people are right, you have to know what's inside you and how you feel, and I saw that other company where everything was in place I wanted to have. And even though I'm have to transfer that to German now too, but it's different. I know the systems, and the systems are right, and that makes it so much easier.
Well, I appreciate you for staying on until 1 a.m. to just share with everyone here. I just want all of you healers to know, like, this is how much you all love each other, that you're here providing value for each. I mean, this community it makes my heart so happy. I'm so grateful for you guys. I want to shift a little bit to Jen Surfer to talk about, you are a stay-at-home mom, right? So you're a stay-at-home mom, you're building this online business, your husband is in the front line of all of this, right? So we won't go too much into that, because I don't want anybody asking her medical questions. She's not a doctor. Do not bombard her with questions. But I do want to recognize that you are frontline to all of this. So this was bigger for you than it was for everybody else before it even started to get big for everybody else. So you already kind of saw what was coming. You've had to do pivots in your business as well, but you are the connection queen. And so, I teach this 3-3-3. If you could go over that a little bit too with everyone, and how has that shifted for you now? How are you connecting with people now? And start off by telling everybody who you are and a little bit about you. And please share everybody your mission statement, because I'm obsessed with it. Okay, go.
Hello. Well, I am super honored to be here. I am Jennifer Surfer. I am a former nurse turned stay-at-home slave, I mean mom, to my two kids. My husband is on a disaster medical team, so he does these things all the time, like for hurricanes and whatever. So way back before this even blew up, he was sort of, being deployed for this and probably will be again. So it's going to be okay though. It's going to be okay, people. So yeah, I guess I'm a sociable person. So I can connect with people easily. I just wasn't ripping off the Band-Aid like Marina says enough. So now I'm doing that, which is good. But I guess I always reach out. When I got into network marketing, I've been in just under 3 years. And so I'm sort of still trying to get my footing. I'm trying to create systems that my company doesn't have and things like that. So when they told me to reach out and spam everyone, I immediately knew that was wrong. So when I found the 333, I was like, wow, this is really, really great. So for those of you that don't know, it's just basically authentically connecting with people, for 3 days in a row, commenting on their posts, getting on their stories, and then just on the third day, asking if they're open to taking a look at what you do. That's basically it. And you can be surprised at how quickly you can actually build rapport with somebody over a quick amount of time. So I don't know, that's it really.
So how's anything? No, I think it's important that, can you share your mission statement though?
Oh, my mission statement is I help busy moms build an online empire so that you don't have to hide the shopping bags from your husband.
Boom, mic drop. How many of you are obsessed with that right now? Isn't that the best ever? I'm obsessed. Okay. So, and I told my mom that, and she was literally, we almost peed our pants because it was so funny. Because my grandmother, we used to literally, I remember them doing that all the time. We would hide them, right? Or rip off the price tag so he couldn't save. So, okay. So the 333, has this shifted for you? Are you still biz as usual? Is there a different approach that you're using when you're connecting and complimenting? So everybody's talking about giving the love, showing up. Has anything shifted for you, or are you just maybe the conversation shifted?
Yeah, I think the conversation shifted for the first time ever. Everybody really is in the same boat. We're all in our crazy world, moms and whatever, but for now we're really all in this together. We're all really stuck at home, everybody in the world. I mean, it's actually so wild when you go to think about it. So I start with that and how people are dealing with it. And then when I go to ask them if they're open, I've just changed my wording a little bit, to just reflect that. But that's been really my biggest change, because honestly, I come at things very authentic anyway, and if I don't feel a connection with somebody, I don't ask them if they're open anyway. That's just the way I do it.
Yeah, we don't want to work with anybody. We want to work with people we actually want to work with. And I think even for me, when I first got started, I was like, no, I want everyone. And now I'm like, no, I don't.
But I will say this, is that whenever I ask somebody, they almost always respond back. I almost never get ghosted because I've built that rapport. So they give me the courtesy of telling me no. You know what I mean? They don't ghost me. They usually say, no, but thank you for asking. And then we just go on as normal.
Yeah, I love that. And then you can always, and you're creating that curiosity, and you're creating that curiosity too. So when you do that curiosity post, or when you have that content now that's going to be very strong, shifted towards the coronavirus, right? Towards what we talked about, creating that value, it's going to create more conversation. And at the end of the day, that's what we want to do, is create that conversation. Jen, is there anything in particular that you're putting together, or that you're going to be doing to amp up leads on your list or leads inside of your Facebook group? Any ideas that you can share? Because you're in skincare, right? You know, your background is in health and wellness because you were a nurse. I mean, you know a lot about a lot. What are some of the things that you're going to be doing to kind of amp up your lead list?
Well, I was gonna do like a hand washing challenge, and I think I'm going to do that. But after one of our Leader Lab meetings recently, I was going to do the hand washing challenge, and then I was going to do a gratitude challenge, but I flipped that. So I just did a gratitude challenge, and I did get a lot of people in my group for that. I think everybody needed that, you know, like right now.
Yes.
So that was helpful. And then I think I may just do like a hand washing challenge just because it's like kind of relevant, and you know, that might be fun and helpful for people. But those
I saw
are like
something on TikTok with blue gloves and just showing people properly how to wash your hands. And then the soap one where it's like showing the kid where you put soap on the finger and then you put it in like a bunch of spices and it moves it. Stuff like that. That's creative. That could be something definitely that, you know, you implement into that too. Sorry, I got an idea, you know, I have to spit it out.
yeah, spit them out. I like
Spit them
them.
out.
Yeah.
I love that though. I love that. So when you did your gratitude challenge, what were some of the things that you did? So the people that are on here maybe can get some ideas for that.
So I gave them just like a mini thing every day. Oh, is it the baby? I did, I think like I gave them like an affirmation to say, some of the things that were here, people mentioned earlier, I had them like, you know, think about like the positive things instead of going toward the negative. Cause we all do that. I do that too. And like, just kind of stop your brain and, you know, put out the positive things. I think I might've did like something funny, like, you know, something that take a picture of, you know, something that you're grateful for in your house right now, just like dumb stuff, but it just like to create the mindset shift a little bit.
Shift it to
and
help
then
them
I
pivot
did, you
from
know,
the
like
negative.
yeah.
That's awesome. If there's anything you would share with everyone before we get to Sue, which is our last speaker, if there's anything else that you would share as far as content wise, or as far as things for your business or mindset, or anything that would be helpful to help any stinking thinking that might be going on right now?
I'm a systems person, so that helps me. Like I need to know what comes after you know, ABC. I'm a science brain, so I'm not super creative brain, so that helps me having like my ducks in a row, so to speak.
No, I'm the same way because there is no gray area for me. So it's got to be like the unknown scares the out of me. Let's just keep it 100. So I totally get that.
Yeah. So that's for me. Like I admire a lot of you that are way more creative than I am, because that's an area where I really struggle. And I'm one of those people that like looks to you leaders and like copies and tries to recreate because I can't think of my own stuff. But yeah, that would be my thing.
I love it. I'm so grateful for you staying on. Again, thank you for everything that you bring to the table for our healers and inside the Leader Lab as well. Because I know that you posted something about the scheduler that you use or something like that you tagged Sue on. So thank you so much. So
You're
grateful
welcome.
for you. I love your face. You know that.
You're welcome.
Sue Henry. So we're going to shift. So for some of you, you're network marketers. Most of you are. Some of you are in the coaching. And I want to introduce Sue Henry from Sue Henry Talk. She is absolutely incredible. When I first connected with Sue, it was through network marketing, but she's been more in the affiliate marketing, speaking on massive stages for a long time. She's written books. She's literally coached the top of the top, been around the best of the best in the industry when it comes around to the speaking world, digital marketing. And so I'm honored that I get to work with her first and foremost. Working with you has been an absolute dream because literally she implements something I teach her in like 5.5 seconds after we spoke. And it's just been absolutely awesome. But the other piece is I wanted all of you healers, she will be on the panel as well. So every speaker that you've heard is going to be at this event. You're going to be able to, you know, speak with them one-on-one. Sue has awesome ideas of what we're going to be implementing at the event as well. She's been kind of coaching me on it. But Sue has been a speaker, and she's been in this industry of online world for a while and in person. And so bringing this perspective from you, Sue, about just like, what are the shifts in the online world that you've seen, and what are some of these shifts that you're going to be implementing into your business? How are you going to even 10x your lead list from this? What's that opportunity you see? And of course, who are you? You know, what's your background? I love you. I'm grateful for you. And I just can't wait to just watch you slay my stage. So I want to share with all the healers a little bit more about you.
Well, perfect. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I've known Marina for several years, and we just hit it right off. And I remember at one point when everybody was in there networking, it was like we couldn't wait to get away and sit down and have a real heart-to-heart conversation. And it was just so much fun. So I am grateful that she's not only a coach, but I consider her a close personal friend. And when you guys come to the event and you get to meet her, you're going to feel the same thing. It's pretty dang powerful. So my name is Sue Henry. I am a mom of 6 that are grown. 1 boy and 5 girls. I'm a glamma of 6, 1 boy and 5 girls. We are organic grass-only dairy farmers. I don't milk the cows, but I do drive tractor. We just picked up a new one today. And it's supposed to ride a lot nicer, so I won't have to, bandage up the boobies before I hit the rough track, field and stuff like that. Okay, maybe that's too honest.
Do you see why her and I connect? Like, literally, you should see our one-on-one Zoom sessions. It is a freaking, like, seriously, I literally laugh my A off, like, the whole time. I love it.
So it's all good. It's all good. But so, coming from the speaking world, and I know we're facing this coronavirus right now, but my world shifted when I got sick. I had pushed myself for so long and didn't take care of myself that I went into adrenal fatigue big time. And I mean, literally, I was sitting in a chair with the TV off and just stared at it. I was like a stoner without the munchies. I mean, just to try and get up and go to the bathroom took, not that I know what that's like, but it was so hard. And so I had to pivot and I had to change because I knew all of a sudden I could not push myself. And as a matter of fact, I was in an event with Marina a couple of years ago, and I had gone to 3 events 3 months in a row, and it was more than my body could handle. And I ended up being in the hotel room the whole time, and everybody else, because I was having so much trouble breathing, they were all hyperventilating for me, and they didn't even realize they were doing it, so I had to shift. So I think that the first thing that I want to share is that I don't care where you're at in your business, there's always going to be something, now it's a coronavirus, but there's going to be things that shift. We heard about an autistic child, we've heard about, burnout from a career, and we have to look at alternatives and be open to those things. And that's why I really started taking a look at podcasting. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to have a podcast because it's hard enough to build an audience already for your blog, for your social media followings, for all that other kind of stuff. And then I don't care how big your following is, keeping them engaged, that's a whole different thing. So the last thing I would ever tell anyone is to become a podcaster, where now all of a sudden you've got one more platform that you have to market and drive people to, unless you've already got a huge audience. But there are so many podcasts out there that being a guest on a podcast allows you to get your name out there, allows you to share your passion, your heart, your enthusiasm, your content, your intelligence, and offer a free gift that people will opt into because they've already fallen in love with you. Because it's not, whereas a blog or some of those things are just one-sided emotionally. When you're on a podcast, some of them they even will do as a video interview kind of style. What happens is they hear all of those emotions, and when you bring in stories, they tie to that emotionally connecting, which is what compels them to take action. And I was just reading some statistics for a blog that I did this morning, and did you know that of the people that responded to this poll, 57% of the people who were listening to a podcast actually bought what that person was offering? 57%. That's pretty dang cool. So there's so many podcasts. The average person listens to a podcast 7 hours a week, and I don't think that's going to change. I don't think it's going to change. So so what I'm trying to help my clients do is figure out, how do we get you on podcasts? How do you have the right message? How do you position yourself in a way so that you have the same message? You're just going to an audience that's filled with your ideal prospects and clients that someone else has already built. So you just have to show up and be pretty.
So is this, would you say, a transition that a lot of speakers that are speaking on stages right now are going to have to learn how to make? It's how, because the money that you said this to me the other day, the money that they're making from speaking and selling on stages right now, well, I don't know what's going to happen, right?
But here's the thing I've seen though, Marina, is they're starting podcasts
yes,
instead of becoming a guest and tapping into somebody else's audience. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that sounds like an awful lot of work.
Yeah, no, definitely. I would rather be on someone's podcast. Wouldn't you say that? You want to come
Yeah.
say hi to everybody?
Oh, who you
Come
got?
here. Come here. Want to say hi?
Oh, hi,
Say hi to
Maddie.
all the healers.
Hi,
Can you say
Maddie.
hello?
He's just so cute.
Can you just say hello?
So I think that I have to wonder that after we get through, they say that it takes 30 days to change a habit or to build a habit. So after we go through this self-isolation and people get used to being with their kids, that the shock is worn off, they get used to not having to run all over and always be in a frenzy because of a crazy schedule, driving their kids here, there, and every place else and stuff. I have to wonder, are people going to stay nesting a little bit more? And if they do, where some of those other things, they've gotten out of the habit of doing it, and now they've gotten used to this, they're kind of enjoying the family walks, they're enjoying some of this other stuff. And if that's the case, then don't podcasts make the perfect reason or the perfect venue then, that you can still work from home? You could be in your bedroom slippers. Nobody knows. They don't care what size you are. You don't have to wear, size 2 dresses with really toned arms that are sleeveless, like you see on the FedEx programs, it's, our talks and stuff. And I think we're going to see a real transition coming out of this, where it's not just during the coronavirus that things have altered, but I think we're going to see a real shift that will come after this, because people have realized maybe they don't have to be quite so crazy out there, and that they can build a great income without having to beat themselves up and neglect their family and have all that guilt.
I love that, because I think this is kind of like, even if you are just in network marketing, getting on podcasts that give your personal brand that extra pump, that's big. Because all it is, people are buying you. They're not buying your product, they're buying you, right? So coming up with that organic freebie just to get them even on your list, like Candace was talking about in the beginning, having that funnel, getting on these podcasts, we have to think outside the boxes when it comes to building a personal brand and building our businesses. So I've learned so much from you when it comes to speaking and just all these things. You want to share with everyone what at the event, the idea that you had and what we're going to implement?
So we want, or I know it's Marina's event, but I'm a mom, kind of just take
it's all
over,
of our events.
take over. It kind of is, and I've been at so many, and I've seen what works and what doesn't work. So I approached Marina and I said, what if that you had tables where each of the panelists sat at a table, and you maybe had, maybe you allow an hour, I don't know, whatever the time is, and you had maybe 10 minutes where a person could go sit at a table and ask that ask that panelist questions. So it's kind of like a group setting, and then 10 minutes later the buzzer goes off and everybody, you go to the next person, and it really gives you an opportunity to learn more about what that person on the panel, some of the things they've gone through, connect with them deeper, and ask personal questions about their stuff that otherwise you don't get to. And the coolest thing is that instead of this being an event where there's a few that are in the group and everybody else is kind of outside, this is an inclusive event where everybody is included and everybody is treated to that intimacy of getting to know each other, not just face to face, but heart to heart. And we are really excited about that.
I'm so excited. And they say we because this is our event. This isn't my event. This is our event. When I started to put this all together, and it was supposed to be last year, but I had to have a baby and stuff, so that kind of got in the way. But it was exactly what I wanted. And it's when you guys start putting out the content and speaking from your heart and putting out that impact, you are going to attract the best of the best humans to your business. And I wanted to share that with all of you today. I wanted to share with you how awesome the clients are that I get to work with, but also share like how awesome each and every single one of you are. I hope you learned something from this. I hope at some point you had an aha moment. Oh, Marilyn, yay, congratulations. I'm so excited for you. Yeah, there are VIP tickets. So I just wanted to quickly go over the event. But Sue, anything else that you would share with them about ways that they could take advantage of this for their business, even though it's a crappy time? What can they do to take advantage for their business?
For coming to the event, you mean, or for?
No, not the event, but just like with the coronavirus going on, with everything going on, what are some things you're looking to do to 10x your lead list or 10x your business? And I know you said getting on podcasts, but like, what would be like some other things you would say for them?
I think that first of all, connecting from where people might be. I got some really good golden nuggets from this call from the other speakers. So I think finding out where they're at and understanding that and having empathy, as well as seeing if they're open. And again, I'm not a network marketer, but so you don't stop marketing when things get tough. You ramp up your marketing, but you need to make sure that you've got to love the opportunity to serve more than your products or certain, that you've got out there. And when you can come from a place of how can I serve, how can I give great value, how can I give, people who are supposed to hear that will respond. I know that videos are, Facebook Lives are really big right now. And you'd think as a speaker I do them all the time, but I never remember to. There's so many things that we can do. So everything from the Instagram, to your social media, and try and have it so that everything is cohesive, and that you're not over here and then you're over here and over here, and they have no idea what you stand for. Make sure that you've got things cohesively. And I think that one of the best things that I did, I've spent probably a lot of money. My husband's in the other room. I spent a lot of money on coaching over the last few years, and no matter how good the coach was, there was something missing. And so when I went into the money market branding kit, I'm going to be honest, I rolled my eyes, because I'm thinking, who needs a logo and an image or whatever. I thought that's all branding was about, and it wasn't. And it was because of going into that, because I already knew Marina and I trusted her, that we put something together that all of a sudden every message that I put out there is cohesive and it makes sense and it follows the same line. So even though I have variations on it and stories about it, etc., it's everything still makes sense. So those people who started following me aren't confused by what I do or my message, but they're also not feeling pressured, or I'm not pushy and I'm not pitch slapping them. It's all about, I'm inviting them in to take a look into the inner workings of my mind and my knowledge and everything like that. And from there, then they're reaching out. So is that kind of what you wanted?
Oh yeah. I just love when you talk. I literally could listen to you all day. Thank you so much for being on. You guys, I know this was 2 hours and some of you were like, holy crap. Hopefully you got value from this. I mean, I know I did, and I needed this. I needed this moment with you guys. And so I'm just grateful that you guys showed up. What I will say is this. Any questions you have about the event, shoot me an email. I get the whole coronavirus thing. I get the whole events are being canceled. Oh my gosh, like I get it. My event ain't getting canceled. That I can promise you. And if we have to move the date, your tickets will be valid for the date that we move it to. But I only have 200 live tickets, and I'm not selling more than that because of exactly what Sue shared. Exactly what you've got here tonight is what I want to do in an in-person 2-day live event with a party at the end, because I like to shake my butt. Okay. I like to dance. I brought in a DJ that happens to be a really good friend of mine. When we used to blow up the clubs back in the day, he was the DJ and I was the club promoter. So we are bringing it back. Even if you can't dance, don't worry. It's going to be a VIP event with Slay TDs, non-alcoholic and alcoholic. They both will be there. All right. And so I just, I'm excited for all of you to I just would love to just hug most of you in person and just get to know you on deeper levels. So thank you for being here. This recording will be sent out to all of you so you can share it with your teams. If you want to, for the summit, it is just the slayonlinesalessummit.com. slayonlinesalessummit.com. That is where you can go. I will actually just, since this is recorded and people will see the replay, let's just do this. Can you guys see the whiteboard? Hopefully that's a yes. Yeah? Okay, so it's just, ew, I don't like blue. I say this all the time to my clients. I mean, I don't like blue. Slay online sales summit.com. There's two, so you guys can see there's two S's there. There you go. Slay online sales summit.com. As soon as the 200 are sold, the link won't work anymore. So don't worry about it. If the link works, then they're there. If they don't work, they're not there. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending 2 hours with me today. Thank you to all the speakers. I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you. Bye, guys. See you soon.